Greeting to the Ethiopian at home and abroad and Rastafarian people. This discussion started from the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed swearing speech, which he closed it by saying, he ends his speech by saying, "May God bless Ethiopia." This speech was received with a passionate stand ovation. To the Rastafarian and my people like myself, there's two fundamental questions I would like to ask the Prime Minister. One, return to Ethiopia to your past greatness. What does it mean by saying that? Because before 1931, the 6th of July, there was no greatness for Ethiopia until His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, give Ethiopia its first written constitution, which is 1931, 6th of July, and become the first constitutional monarchy in Africa. Because before the 31st of July, 1931, the 6th of July, Africa was under colonialism, Belgium colonialism, British colonialism, and we have places like Zimbabwe, known as Rhodesia, until His Imperial Majesty became the first constitutional monarchy. Africa was nothing, with respect, nothing. So the question of return Ethiopia to her past greatness, what are these past greatness the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is speaking of? Because before 31 July, there was no past greatness. From 1974 to 2018, Ethiopia had a problem. Human rights and fundamental freedom was being destroyed. The Omaro people was being destroyed. Ethiopian people control economic and power. So can you explain to us what is the past greatness you are speaking of? If you want me to tell you this past greatness, it means that you should go back to constitutional monarchy. There should be a restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I. Because before Haile Selassie gave Ethiopia its written constitution, 1931, 16th of July, there was no greatness. From that, we have airline, university, hospital, and all economic development was there until 1974 when Mengistu II and his junker, with the help of Russia, overthrew the legal government of Haile Selassie I. And from that until now, we have Mengistu II, we have Menace, we have Haile Miriam, and what is this greatness? Thousands of people being killed, the Omaro people being killed, because they seek of them human rights, them land rights. So what is this greatness? Can you explain to us and justify your statement by saying, return Ethiopia to her past greatness? What is this past greatness? Can you tell us and young Ethiopian people who born 1974, 1980, what is this greatness you are speaking of? Explain to them that it can be justified. The second question again is that you speak of, we Ethiopians need a democracy and freedom. We have a right to it. When you talk of democracy, what are you talking about? Because there is no democracy in Ethiopia. It's a democracy in disguise of your democracy. But when we speak of democracy, can the Ethiopian people have the right of freedom of religion, where you kill hundreds of them there, freedom of speech, freedom of association? All these questions being asked, you claim that we have the right to it. What right we have to it when people is been suffering, and at the same time you destroy the question of restoration of the Solomon dynasty, restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I, restoration of constitutional monarchy. What we need now, Mr. Prime Minister, is you to explain to the people of the world and to Ethiopian people who were born after 1974, what is her past greatness. If you speak of her past greatness, you have to identify His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile I, as the architect of the greatness. There's nobody else. There's nobody else. His Imperial Majesty, former member of League of Nations, 1936, former member of the United Nations, 1945, former member of the OAU, before Gaddafi bite out and bring it to African unity, which we call the Arab unity. Tell us, His Imperial Majesty changed the history of Ethiopia by establishing himself as former member of League of Nations, 36, former member of United Nations, 45, former member of the OAU, former member of World Health Organization, WHO. All these things was done by His Imperial Majesty to record Ethiopian history as Ethiopian past greatness. So what you're saying to us, you're ready to resurrect back these greatness? Would appreciate that if you resurrect back this greatness by first establishing His Imperial Majesty restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I and restoration of the constitutional monarchy. If you don't do these things, then with respect I would call you a liar and you're playing politics with Ethiopian people's mind. Because by saying this and don't fulfill it, you're playing politics with Ethiopian people's mind. And we the Rastafarian people, with respect, could say that people like myself is more political development than you, because we've been watching the whole thing. We were the first people demonstrating in 1974 in England against the Derg and against revolution. And from 1974 until now, we demonstrated at the nation building in New York, over 15 years in Jamaica, over 12 years, and it doesn't change. But I welcome what you said today. When you make the statement, return to our past greatness, people like we will have to welcome it. Because you have to resurrect back Haile Selassie contribution to Ethiopia. Without that, there's no past greatness. So, with that, I'll give it back to my brethren, the Honorable Christopher Graham. His Majesty live.
Yes, President John. Yeah, once again, we have to speak on the new Prime Minister of Ethiopia. His name is Abiy Ahmed. Now, when you make the statement now about the greatness of Ethiopia, we not only would like to find out what you really mean by that, but we also would like to know what part we as Rastafarians, what part we going to play in this new Ethiopia that you speak about democracy and all these things. Because the biggest problem from 1974 is ethnicity and the division of Ethiopia. So when you talk about this democracy and talk about this greatness, it's only Emperor Haile Selassie I, modern Ethiopianism and his government from the 16th of July 1931. It's only that constitution consolidate the whole Ethiopia and bring Ethiopia together as one unity within diversity. So we are saying to you now, if you are presenting to the people of Ethiopia and the world and talk about this unity that you talk about and this democracy that you talk about in your opening speech, we would like to know what role we're going to play, because even though we were not born in Ethiopia, we are Ethiopians through the Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. Emperor Haile Selassie I identified to us when he came to Jamaica 1966 to the Jamaican people and the Jamaican Parliament. He identified us as blood brothers through the DNA conception. So today, even though we are not born in Ethiopia, we are abroad, we are born abroad. However, we are Ethiopian. So we'd like to know from you now, where do we fit into this new Ethiopia that you're talking about? And this greatness. Because the greatness that we speak of, we were included in it through Emperor Haile Selassie I. And he did not leave us without any institution for us to organize ourselves and that we can identify ourselves as Ethiopians. So we must ask you this greatness. How are you going to implement this greatness to the Ethiopian people, not only at home, but abroad? Where do we fit in? So we are asking you that question, and we'd like to identify you to identify to us what role we're going to play in this new Ethiopia. Because last week we identified to you that we welcome you, the new changes in Ethiopia. So we are identifying to you now that what part we are going to play in this greatness, because this greatness must include us. Because you speak of greatness, but you don't speak of Emperor Haile Selassie I. You don't call him name in your whole speech. How is that?
The past greatness must come from him.
The past greatness comes from Emperor Selassie I through his constitution. Because remember, as the Abuna just said to you a while ago, that Africa was nothing. It's true. When that constitution was culminated by Emperor Haile Selassie I in Ethiopia, then what ended up happening in the whole world? It caused a war. Because the world was not seeing Ethiopian African people as anything until His Majesty established that. Because if you look on the history of the world, it goes instead of say use a ape, use a this, use a that, use a animal, use a beast. That's what it say about we, you know. And so we don't have the intellectual capacity and all these things until His Majesty established the Constitution, 1931. I say that it caused and Majesty defeat them 1941 May 5th and give your parents and your grandparents life so you could be born. So even though we are not born in Ethiopia, we come under that law, because it is the law. So when you're talking about the constitution in Ethiopia now, to we, you're not talking about anything if you're not talking about Emperor Haile Selassie I constitution, the L-A-W, the law. So we would like to know from you, so we would like you now, you and your cabinet and your government, to be in touch with us so that we can know what part do we play in this new Ethiopia and this greatness that you speak of in your arousing opening speech. So I ask you again, let us work now as if we are on the same playing ball field, the same ground, the same level. And we are speaking to you now from we being representative of His Majesty Emperor Selassie I government, which is in exile in the West here through the Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. So we want to know, and when we start saying this, we would like you to reply to us in some form of way, your new government, because without Emperor Haile Selassie I in this what you're doing, or anything that anyone in the government of Ethiopia is doing, it's going to come to naught. It's not going to work. So we are explaining to you again that without Emperor Haile Selassie I, his constitution, his laws, and all the institution that Emperor Haile Selassie I built in Ethiopia, you must start to bring these back to the table. Because if we are not there at the table in this whole discussion in the new Ethiopia, it's going to come to naught, it's not going to work. And you are only fooling the people. So we are saying right now, to have liberty in our nation and to take away that all that ethnicity thing in the government of Ethiopia, because it don't erase, you know, that because use a new prime minister come, that don't erase. So you have to prove to us and prove to the world, because the world is watching. The world is watching Ethiopia right now. And they are watching this speech that we are making. And they have listened to your speech and they are expecting you to live up to what you say, because the word is God. So if you say that this greatness is going to be the new Ethiopia, then you must go to Emperor Haile Selassie I dynasty. You must go to his constitution and to his law to build the new Ethiopia and restore the government and dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I in Ethiopia, liberty in our nation, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty.
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Majesty. Yes, greetings to one and all, in the name of one God, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty. And also greetings to Abiy Ahmed, understand, the new Ethiopian Prime Minister, understand, especially since he's a Roman. And the same question that we all asking here, the Buna and Brother Eloi, the Abbot from Jamaica, understand, is asking, is that greatness that you're talking about that Ethiopia had. Understand? That greatness that we are all talking about.
Past greatness.
Understand? That past greatness. You have to understand that we understand the politics of the day. The Buna said it a while ago, that him and his generation was the first people to fight the Derg. 74. We understand the politics, and we understand and know that before 1974, greatness was in Ethiopia.
True.
And it was through who? Emperor Haile Selassie I. And the constitutional monarchy.
True.
And even what people don't understand is that has Rastafari. He went to all these other places to get Ethiopia into the what? League of Nations, which grants them the opportunity to deal with international places. So all after 74, Mengistu, Haile, Mariam, Dessalina, all of them, the foundation what they stand on from monarchy. So when you're talking about the past of Ethiopia, Mr. New Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, you must include, and don't be afraid, like how the others was, you must mention Emperor Haile Selassie I, because out of Izana, out of Emperor Theodore, out of Menelik II, Emperor Haile Selassie I was the greatest father of modernizing Ethiopia. And you can't go away from that right there. Understand? And like the brother said, you can't hide it as well. So we have to look at it again. And this democracy that you speak of, this oneness that you want, that all ethnic, all other tribes, Tigrian, Oromian, Amerindian, all of them, whatever you are, this oneness you speak of, was under the leadership of constitutional monarchy, 1931, and revised when? 1955. So you have to understand what the church is saying, and what the Abuna is saying, what Brother Eloi is saying, what we saying on the whole. Do not deny the emperor, understand? And show the people that this past greatness is not anything after 74. It's everything before 74. So with that, like Brother Eloi said, liberty in our nation, and long live the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Majesty.
Greetings in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. I greet you again to discuss Ethiopia. And this message is for our new Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, who has taken on the reins of leading Ethiopia into what he said in his speech, past greatness. And we have to question that remark, have to question what he means by past greatness, when since 1974, the history of Emperor Haile Selassie I has been erased from Ethiopian books, from Ethiopian history. The history of past great emperors has been erased. So what past great is it? Are we talking about 1974? That revolution that occurred, that put Ethiopia into darkness. Hundreds of people being massacred and slaughtered. It could never be so. That is not considered the greatness of Ethiopia. So what we're talking about is greatness in terms of the works of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And if you deny that, then you're denying yourself, Mr. Ahmed. You're denying your own self, and you're denying your own Ethiopian people, because a nation's greatness is the greatness of its people. And if you want to unify Ethiopia and unify the different ethnic groups in Ethiopia, please restore the monarchy, restore the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I, and restore the integrity of Ethiopia. And in that way, we will get that past greatness. His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, liberty in our nation. Blessed be
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Majesty.